What's up, guys? Kevin Jones here. I'm going to be talking today about Pinata. They just released the OpenClaw Agents Launchpad, where you can actually spin up an OpenClaw agent and you can use a template to have this very custom experience. And we're going to be talking about the OneClaw Pinata template, which gives you secrets management for your AI agent, more specifically for managing how it has access to those secrets, role-based access control, and you can also do things like inspect LLM traffic and make sure there's no, code execution or some kind of like attack vector on that kind of surface. And then additionally, being able to like redact those secrets that might accidentally leak into the context. So a lot of cool stuff. You can also use it to give your OpenClaw agent a private key, but not necessarily be able to see the private key and only be able to execute transactions using the intents layer. So a lot of cool stuff. So let's dive into it. Okay, so to get started, you're going to want to go to pinata.cloud. Once you go to pinata.cloud, you can click the little login link right here. It's going to take you here to the Pinata agents. Now, you can see here I don't have any agents installed, but we can go ahead and click Create Agent. Now, when you come over here, you'll see that we can browse templates, okay? We can click Browse Templates, and we can see the existing templates. So right now there is Alchemy, we have ampersand in the subgraph MCP, which I also worked on. But pretty soon we're gonna have the OneClaw one here. It's not here yet, but it will be shortly by the time you watch this video. It should be there. And we can look at my templates and see that it's here. So here it is, OneClaw agent. And we can basically deploy this agent by clicking deploy. And there's a couple things you need to set up. You need to set up your Anthropic API key or OpenRouter or Venice or OpenAI, whatever you decide. And this OneClaw agent API key is something that you're going to add later. You don't need to do it right away. And then you just go ahead and click deploy agent. So this is going to spin up a one OpenClaw agent, and it's going to be predefined with some packages. So we install the OneClaw CLI. We also install the MCP server and I believe the SDK as well. And so there's a couple different tools in there that just make it easy for you to automatically hook this up to OneClaw. So while we're waiting for that, what exactly is OneClaw? Well, OneClaw is a secrets manager for your OpenClaw agent or any kind of AI agent. It allows you to make sure that those secrets that you have are stored inside of a hardware security module. In this case, we're using Google Cloud, and we also support multi-party computation across other cloud providers if you have a paid plan. And on top of that, you can also do 2 of 2 multi-party computation where one of the keys is stored inside of the HSM and one is stored by the agent. So a lot of flexibility that lets you kind of manage your secrets. We also have Shroud, which allows you to inspect the LLM traffic, make sure there's no attack vectors. And then again, if you want to be able to like give your AI agent a private key, but not actually see the private key, we have the intents. So a lot of cool stuff. So when it's ready, you'll say here that it says agent deployed successfully and it says view agent. We'll click that and we'll kind of see this kind of like boot up. Now what's cool about here is we can see like once this is available, we'll see like CPU, memory, utilization. We can see how many secrets I have configured, stuff like that, what model I have configured. It's kind of in the process of still deploying, but in the meantime, what we're going to want to do, there it goes, it's already. In the meantime, we're going to want to also set up a OneClaw account. So we can come over here to OneClaw, go ahead and sign in, and go ahead and sign in with Google or create an account with the email and password. And this is going to log you into OneClaw. Now, you can see here that I kind of already have some vaults here that I've got configured and some agents that I already have configured, but let's assume that we don't have any. We're going to go here to our Pinata agents and go to the OneClaw agent, and we're just going to say, yeah, help me set up OneClaw, okay? Okay, so help me set up OneClaw. Now, what this is going to do is going to say, well, in order to set up OneClaw, we need an email address and the name of the agent. Pretty easy. So we can type it here. It's /OneClaw-enroll. and we'll put our email address, which is here, and we'll call it my Pinata agent. Enter. Okay, so what this is going to do is going to send out an invite to you in your email to make sure that you're going to allow this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wait for that to go out, which should just take a second. Okay, so the enrollment was sent. So now we can go to my email here and we can see that we get an email that is approve agent, my Pinata agent. So let's go ahead and refresh here. There it is. And we can go allow. Okay, so this is going to ask me to log in one more time just to prove that it's me. I'm going to log in and we're going to click allow. What this is going to do is it's going to create an agent inside of OpenClaw and it's going to give you the API key. All you need to do is grab the API key. So it's right here and copy it. Okay. Then you can come back to Pinata and you go here to secrets and you can go OpenClaw agent API key. And we don't actually have that set, so we need to set it. So let's remove this one and click add secret, OpenClaw agent API key, add. Oh, actually, so this is an old one, so we actually need to add a different one. So let's go to secrets over here, secrets vault, and let's change this one because I already had this added. If you didn't add one, you need to add a new one. So you might not see this actually, but you can say update value, and we will put the proper value in here, and say update. There we go. So now it's saved. And then when we go back to our agent for the secrets, now we can add it. So we can say add secret and OpenClaw agent API key and add. So we're adding the API key for our agent and then we need to restart the agent. So this will just take a couple minutes to restart that OpenClaw server. So if we come over here now to OpenClaw and we go to agents, we have my Pinata agent listed, right? And then we can also create a vault. So let's say my Pinata vault, and we'll just do a standard with no multi-party computation because we're on a simple plan here. And we don't have a secret in there, but that's okay. And now we'll go back to our agents and we'll share that with our agent. So we can click on my Pinata agent. And there's lots of settings here, but more importantly, we just want to give that access to that vault. So we're going to give it access to the My Pinata vault from My Pinata agent to be able to read, write, delete, share, rotate. We give it like full access and create a policy. So now we created this policy for our OpenClaw agent, and it can write to all the secrets inside of this Pinata vault. And so now we can come over here to the chat and we can go ahead and just refresh and make sure that it's working. Let's see. Agent not running. Let's see. Let's try to just restart the gateway. So if we go to here to the danger tab, we can restart the gateway. And we'll give it a second. So yeah, just while we're waiting, we can kind of walk through this, but there's this channels, which allows you to connect like Telegram or Discord or something to your OpenClaw agent. There is the files, which allows you to, basically get a snapshot of like its current state in Git. There's a skills tab where you can add all of the skills you care about. If you're building on Ethereum, you can add ETH skills or whatever there. There's the secrets tab, which allows you to, again, manage secrets that your OpenClaw agent has. Models, you can adjust the AI model that you're using. Routes will allow you to adjust, like maybe you wanted to create a special subdomain for a particular port and expose that so that people can like consume your OpenClaw agent. You can do that there. And then tasks is kind of like a cron, right? You can like a cron job that runs. You have console access as well, and then you also have logs, so you can kind of see if there's something broken. So lots of different options. And then this very last tab, again, that was for being able to restart the gateway or completely delete the agent. But now we're up and running, so it is working now. So now we can just do, we already added the thing, we can do /OneClaw and see if it is connected, which it should be. And what this is going to do is just going to make sure that we can communicate with the vault. There it goes. It's connected. It's called My Pinata Vault. And you can store something really easily. So you can use like the CLI, from the terminal, or you can just ask your agent like, hey, generate a random password for me and store it inside the vault. And it should do that for us. And then again, this is an API key that you can like revoke access and control. There's also an SDK to be able to build applications. You can get that by just going to OneClaw and going to the main web page, so oneclaw.xyz, and then there's a GitHub repo. Here we have a bunch of different repositories, but we have an SDK, we have an MCP server, we have a CLI, so you can kind of toy around and experiment with all that stuff. But there it goes. It generated a secret. Let's see if it actually generated it. We can go here to OneClaw and go to the vault. And there it goes. So it generated a random password, and we can see what that password is. Here it goes. It created this weird little string. Obviously, you don't normally want to show secrets on the video, but we're just kind of demoing how it works. So that's great. So now you can easily spin up an OpenClaw agent with Pinata agents, and you can connect it with OneClaw. You get the security of a hardware security module for your secrets. You can also do multi-party computation so that you know that those secrets are distributed equally amongst a cloud. You can also do a 2 of 2 if you want to hold custody and you don't trust the provider. You can just have half of the key stored on the MPC, and then the other half can be custodied inside of your OpenClaw agent. So lots of flexibility. So I hope you found this useful, and please let us know if you have any questions, and yeah, hope to see what you can build with your OneClaw agent.